All right, guys. Whew! I just got my butt whipped at jiu-jitsu for the last 20 minutes. Shout out to my coach. He's amazing. If you guys are looking for extracurricular activities, especially things to do with the kiddos, highly recommend jiu-jitsu because you need to know how to protect yourself. I mean, plain and simple, plain and simple. And it's a great way to get 40 heart points in just 20 minutes, according to my Google Fit app. So verify that with your cardiologist or whatever. But you're here because you want to learn about step 8 in buying your Enid Oklahoma home. Step 8 in buying your Enid Oklahoma home. Give it a thumbs up if that's what you're here for. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. Okay, so the TRR repairs are done and you've done the repair walkthrough. You've got the movers lined out to get you moved in. Title company has set up the closing time and you have already called the utilities to make sure they're turned on in your name. If you haven't called the utilities to make sure that they're turned on in your name, call them right away. Get the water, trash, and sewer turned on in your name. If you're buying one of the rural properties in Enid, Oklahoma, don't worry about that. You got well and septic, but call and get the electric turned on. And if you're on gas, get the gas turned on. And if you work from home like I do, get the internet turned on. You do not want to not have the internet turned on, especially if you've got kiddos and work at home like I do, because you need the YouTube to be able to help babysit the kiddos while you're doing your work, right? So step 1, turn on the utilities. Make sure they're turned on. Step 2, you're going to schedule what's called the final walkthrough with your agent. You've already done the repair walkthrough. Now you're going to schedule the final walkthrough with your agent. When it comes to the final walkthrough, you're walking through the house, right? And you're making sure that it looks like it did when you contracted, that all their stuff is out of it. If you're doing it an hour before closing, all their stuff better be out of it, unless you bought the house with all their stuff in it. But if you bought the house, expected a vacant house, make sure that's what your contract says and make sure that it's vacant, okay? And then you're gonna make sure that there's no big issues like the ceiling caved in or the roof got sucked off during a thunderstorm or a windstorm or anything like that. You're making sure the house is as you expect it to be, because this is AKA the final walkthrough. What you don't want to do is close on a home that's in the condition that you're not expecting, that's not contracted. Once you close on a home, you're signing 2 different spots agreeing that you're accepting the home as is in the current condition of the final walkthrough. So if you don't do that final walkthrough, there's a couple spots during the closing that you'll sign, especially if you're using a loan, that says you did the final walkthrough and you accept the home in its current condition. That final walkthrough is so important when you're buying a home in Enid, Oklahoma, guys. So thumbs up if that's helpful. Give the video a big thumbs up if that's helpful, and that gives you a lot more information as a buyer, because that's the whole point of the channel. Now, once the final walkthrough is over, you're gonna go to closing. If you already have it picked up, the down payment check / funds needed for closing check, now's when you're gonna do that. You're gonna pick it up on the way to closing. Verify with your bank that there's one in the area. Because if you've got a bank that's not in the area, you may be having to drive a long ways and the closing may be delayed to get that money. And especially if you're wiring a large wire amount, some banks have wire restrictions. So even if your bank's far away and you're like, well, I'll just wire the funds real quick, you've got to be careful. Some banks have wire amount restrictions, AKA, like some say you may only be able to wire 25,000 a day, or some say you may only be able to wire 50,000 a day. So if you're going to wire those funds to closing, make sure you schedule that ahead of time so that the money's there for the closing. And if you're going to pick up the check on the way to the title company, make sure the bank's aware that you're going to be doing that so they can have it all ready for you. Because if it requires the teller and the bank manager to sign the giant check for the closing amount and that bank manager's not there, guys, you can't buy the house if you don't have the down payment money. So you got to make sure you got the money lined out before you get to closing. So give it a thumbs up if that's helpful. Give it a big thumbs up if that's helpful. All right, let's talk about the closing. So you'll arrive at the closing. If it's one of my agents that I work with we're going to be there holding the door open for you, helping you give the IDs to the front desk lady so she can make copy for the closer. The person that closes you out is called a closer. Go figure, right? Thumbs up. But we'll give them their IDs. If you want any snacks or waters or sodas or anything like that, they'll have refreshments for you, because you get ready to sign off on a big house. It's a big deal, okay? You need some refreshments, right? And then we go in and we sit down as the buyer and we sign off on everything. Now, if you're a reader and if you want to read everything before you sign it, let us know that before. That way you can get all the documents the night before and you can have a chance to read them all the night before, because we're talking about a stack of papers that you're going to be signing through. So if you want to read them all, let us know that the night before. That way we can get them emailed over to you the day before, so you can have a chance to review all the documents that you'll be signing. And that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's great. But let's do it the night before, not during closing, because we've only got an hour scheduled for closing, and it's you signing, the agents and I signing, the seller's agents and them signing, and the seller's signing. So there's a lot of signing going on. So it's okay to read all the documents, but tell us so we can get it to you the night before. If you're one of those people where you're just like, I want to buy the house, let's sign everything. Hey, it's go time. You could get this done in as little as 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if it's a cash purchase. But if it's important to you to read them, the whole point is let us know so we can get them to you. So once you finish signing, we'll go back out to the front lobby. The sellers will come in, they'll sign all their documents, and then at that point, the sellers will come back out to the lobby. We'll exchange small talk while the closer is closing out everything. They're sending all the docs to the underwriter. If there's a loan involved, the underwriter's reviewing everything, giving the clear to close so that the funds can be transferred, aka the seller get the funds and then you get the key. Once that's all done, the closer comes out and they give everyone their closing packets, and then you get the keys from the seller. You exchange necessities and you've got your new home. You've got your new home. So now it's simply going to your house and starting to move in. And this last part, guys, take your time on it. Don't stress out. Don't overthink it. It's one box at a time. If you've got movers, make sure they put all the boxes in the right room. Okay, you don't want to have to move stuff from the garage in later. Have them put them all in the right room. Have them put together all the furniture. That's one of the big reasons you hired them. Make sure that they put all the furniture together and just start making the home yours. Start putting up your curtains. Start putting up your blessings from the Bible along the house. Start making the bathrooms yours. You know, the bathroom's really important. Just make it your home. Take your time. But you do, the main thing about step 8, guys, final walkthrough, utilities, closing, and moving in. That's it. Step 8, when you're buying your home in Enid, Oklahoma, that finishes out the Buying the Home series in Enid, Oklahoma. I really hope you've enjoyed this video series. And if you have, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. The agents that I work with in Enid and we're here to help you with all your real estate needs. When you're moving to Enid for Tyson's Food, when you're moving to Enid for the Enid school system, when you're moving to Enid for Vance Air Force Base. If you're PCSing the Vance Air Force Base, or moving to Enid, we want to help you with all your real estate needs. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Subscribe to the channel for other great Enid, Oklahoma videos. And guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you being part of the community, and I'll see you on the next video.